Hey guys, my name is Patrick Scott, and today I watched and we're reviewing Shake and Stir's stage adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula, starring Ross Balbuzien as Jack Seward, Tim Dashwood as Jonathan Harker, Nell Lee as Mina, Ashley Lolbach as Lucy, and David Whitney as Van Helsing, and as well as a complete nutter named Renfield, and of course Nick Scooby as Dracula. The piece was performed at the Cremorne Theatre at QPAC, the Queensland Performing Arts Centre for those of you who don't know, and was a Gothic theatre production integrated with aspects of ensemble and magical realism theatre. So as not to reveal any plot details, I will be only analysing the use of set and stage design, symbolic codes, and lighting and special effects, and how they created dramatic meaning. The structure of my review will follow that format: stage, set, symbolic codes, and finally lighting and special effects. Shake and Stir's innovative and imaginative use of stage and space design was accentuated by the fact that the theatre, though small, was virtually ingenious. It was comprised of a rotating section with a curved staircase that could face the audience in different ways to represent different locations, including Dracula's castle, the docks of London, a train, and even an insane asylum. It also allowed for smooth and fast scene transition between locations and time, and allowed for a fight and chase scene on the staircase while it moved, and also allowed Dracula to float off stage in a matter of seconds, creating a supernatural mood. Shake and Stir utilized the Gothic theatre convention of opposites and extremes, by portraying vast and expansive landscapes or confined and entrapped locations, which creates dramatic meaning by making the viewer feel isolated, alienated, and ultimately confronted. Shake and Stir utilized unused space behind the backdrop by having corridors extend into the depths of Dracula's castle. This creates the illusion of a larger environment that helps create dramatic meaning. The use of mic'd actors allowed for better projection and enunciation, and the inclusion of cool effects such as echoes, emphasizing the creation of expansive areas. Places of special meaning included the church as a place of sanctity and the bedroom as a place of rest, both disturbed by Dracula's presence. Dracula's castle is an ultimatum, a crucible for the characters to emerge from. The dramatic meaning was conveyed through the use of space and locations to create different ambient effects and cause feelings of discomfort. The setting in Dracula plays a pivotal role in conveying context. Set in the Industrial Revolution, a time of great change and exponential growth, and thus we see many moments of transitions between the old ways of thinking and the new. Despite this change, older generations held onto superstition and deep-seated religious ideals. The collision of the past and the present is often symbolized through a motif such as a supernatural presence. The time frame helps audiences understand the politics at play and ideals represented by characters. The place, London, is the center of all society at this point. It is only inevitable that Dracula comes to London to experience humanity, its life, its change, and its death. London has grown so much and become so industrial that it becomes almost a character, as it affects the characters and their decisions. Mystery also creates dramatic meaning by presenting conflicting messages that jar and do not feel quite right. Mystery is equivalent to the Gothic convention of the sublime. An example of this is women's simultaneous repulsion and seduction towards Dracula, and men's repulsion and respect towards him. The symbolic code creates dramatic meaning through a number of ways. These include, but not limited to, props such as crucifixes representing good, whereas props such as garlic and steaks represent power and finality. Day is a symbol of power as it represents the power and triumph over Dracula. The night and ultimately death, whereas night is a symbol of vulnerability and impending doom. The storm during one of the first scenes is a foreshadowing of the evil that is coming and a symbol of Dracula's power. Van Helsing mentions that Dracula can shape-shift into fog, and the constant presence of fog spilling across the stage denotes Dracula's constant presence and ever-watching gaze. This creates dramatic meaning by making the audience feel uneasy. The Gothic theatre convention of creating a sense of doubt is accentuated by colour in Dracula, or rather the lack of colour. This represents the character's bleak hopes and creates dramatic meaning through this and contrast between vivid colours, such as blood. The imposing supernatural presence challenges and confronts us by presenting things beyond our human understanding, and forces us to question our beliefs. And finally, the use of lighting and special effects creates dramatic meaning by creating a realistic environment, which draws us into the atmosphere the director and creative designers try to promote. Examples of this can include deep angled lighting that created vast dark areas behind the light, creating a vast atmosphere and causing viewers to feel alienated.